Hello everyone, my name is Virasat Siddiqui, and today I'm going to talk about how data communication takes place in Service Portal Widget. So let's understand this by an example. So for that I'm going to create a widget. So let's do that. Service Portal and click widget here, new, and let's create a widget by name of data communication. ID is same. Submit this widget. Okay, in order to work on a widget, we need to open it in widget editor. So this is a widget editor. Here you can see that there are three parts. One is a HTML template, other one is a client script, and the third one is a server script. So let's start creating server script first, and then we go by creating HTML template and client script. So in order to save time from typing, so I already created a script, so I'm just going to use copy and paste. So let's do this thing first. Okay, so this is basically creating a glide record. What I'm doing here, I'm creating a glide record on an incident table, and just doing a get row count and storing this get row variable in data dot row data. So this is how actually, if you want to create a global object in server script that can be accessed in both client script and HTML, you have to prefix all of your objects with data. So that's how I created it. I'm using data dot row data, which is a new property of this data object. So as I said, this can be accessed by a client script, and then I am creating another variable just here as a first name as a John. This variable is local to the server script. It cannot be accessed to anywhere else like in HTML or client script, right? So in order to say, like, I mean, if it's working right, what we can do is we can display these variables here. So gs add info messages. Now just save this thing, and you have to enable preview here. Okay, so as you can see now, the row count of incident is coming as 81 and first name is John. So these are the two variables that I am displaying here. So now let's go to HTML and close this thing, and now I'm going to comment these because we already have displayed these two variables. So now my plan is to access this variable data.row data, which is a global object from HTML. So how do I do that? Again, I mean, I have created a script already. So what I will do, just use this div element. So in this HTML, I simply created just one div element, and using incident data to access, using data.row data to access server side server script object. So let's save this thing. and now you can see it that this incident data is 81, which is a row count of all the incidents that I have. So that way, I mean, I am accessing a server, an object that I define on server script in HTML template. Okay, now if I want to access this first name in the HTML, I won't be able to do that, and we can try it by here from this script. Okay, so as I said, this first name is a local variable to the server script, so I should not be able to display this variable in HTML template. Let's so try that. So what I'm trying to access first name like this first name. So now just save this script and refresh it. So you can see that first name, I'm not able to access this first name. So if you want to access this first name, there is I mean, what you can do is you can just type data here to make it as a global object, data dot first name, and then you need to do the same thing here, um, data dot first name, and then save it. Okay, so now you can see that we are able to access this server script variable on the HTML template. So okay, now it is done, so I'm going to comment this out, so we don't need this. Okay, so now next let's see what we have to do next. Now access HTML data from client script. So now let's create some more HTML. So I'm going to copy this from here. Now what is going to do is going to just create a button, and I created a HTML text field. So what my plan is, basically, I now whatever values you are going to type in on HTML template, we should be able to access this value in client script and server script. So this HTML is very straightforward. So I've created a button, and then I'm calling client script function using ngClick, which is an Angular directive. And this is the field that I have, phone number, input text, and I am binding this phone number to this variable. So now we don't need server script here, so I'm going to close this. Now use client script here, and I'm going to type a client script because we need to create this function, see display. So for that, I have already created this function. Okay, so just save this. So what this function is basically doing, this is the function that we are doing, c.display function, and I'm alerting the variable that I am getting in the HTML template. So let's type any phone number here. Okay, let's save it. I think we need to save first, and let's type any variable here, which is essentially I am providing an input to HTML element, and do the click me so that I can call this function. And I think there is some error happening here. Oh yeah, I need to type one more this. So now again, save this. This is the phone number I have. So this value is on HTML template. Click me. Now you can see that I'm alerting the value of the phone number that I have on HTML template. So that means I am able to access HTML variable in the client script. Now, if we want to access this variable on server side, so what we need to do here is go to server script now, and maybe so for server script, what we can do here, there is another global object which is input. So how do we access it? We do input dot data dot phone number. So what I can do here is gs dot add info message and type here input data equals to okay. So this way I should be able to access a client script variable in server script. So let's save this change and now click this thing. Oh, there's a typo here. Okay, it says oh yeah, I need to just put input dot phone number, not data, sorry. So I save this thing, and since I don't have any number, so what I need to do here, I need to type it here, click me, click OK, and now I see input data is this variable. So this is how you can access any object from client script. So you use simply input dot whatever the variable that you have defined in the client script, and in order to send the data to the server, you need to use this method c.server.update. If you don't send it, if I just comment this out and try to save it, it's not gonna send the client data to the server. Let's try this. So and now I type the phone number here. So you see the input data is undefined because I commented out c.server.update, and that way it is not basically sending any changes to the client script. So that's it, guys. This is what I wanted to tell you today. Thanks for watching my video.